The Liberty and Aces, they're going to clash here 3 times. All 3 of those are on ABC and ESPN. The Fever and the Sky, they meet 5 times. Caitlin Clark, the revamped Fever, they look to build on their success.
There have been 6 teams that have changed venues when the Indiana Fever come to play. All of these arenas are selling out.
History was rewritten, and the WNBA will never be the same. The Indiana Fever have officially been crowned the #1 team in America, and the reason is undeniable. Caitlin Clark.
Give me Caitlin Clark, because this has been box office, y'all. The young guns, the young stars have come to play. Angel at Unrivaled, training with Lisa, Leslie, and Caitlin. We all know that girl. She lives, breathes, eats, sleeps in the gym. So I am so excited to see that matchup, those two, because anytime they go up against each other, honestly, the whole world shuts down.
Yep.
Everything shuts down.
Yep.
What started as a rookie debut has now become a full-blown revolution. Forget the rankings, forget the critics. The numbers don't lie, and neither does the country's obsession. From sold-out arenas to record-breaking broadcasts, Caitlin hasn't just elevated a team, she's transformed an entire league.
The Indiana Fever will have more nationally televised games this season than the last 2 WNBA champions. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever get the most airtime because they're America's team, baby. Deal with it. Slows. Growing the game doesn't mean focusing on one player and her toxic MAGA cult fans. As for Caitlin Clark, the player.
And now the world's watching, the haters are crumbling, and the crown has found its rightful place. It didn't happen overnight, but when it did, it hit like a thunderclap.
Caitlin Clark is the GOAT.
She signed my jersey. I'm so happy. I'm crying. I'm so happy. This is the best day ever.
Caitlin Clark effect seems to be crazier than year 1.
I love watching her score and just everything about her.
They went the extra mile just to watch her play here.
This is great news for women's basketball, period.
She just brings so much passion to the game, and look at all these people that just want to come and see her.
It is no secret that the Indiana Fever are the most popular team in the WNBA. It is good for the entire WNBA.
History has been made yet again, and you already know who's behind it. Caitlin Clark.
If I was the WNBA, I would have considered a separate television package to a network on just Caitlin Clark games. I would have had 2 packages, the WNBA package, and then a separate, let's say, 15 to 18 game Caitlin Clark package.
The Indiana Fever, a team once stuck at the bottom of the WNBA, now finds itself sitting at the top. Not because of a lucky streak or league favoritism, but because of one name that's shaking the very foundation of professional sports. Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark once again dominates WNBA national TV schedule.
The Fever, they lead the league with 41 games here, followed by the Aces 33, the champion Liberty at 32.
41 of our 44 games are on national television, the most television games in franchise history, the most national television games for a single team in WNBA history. I'm sure this is because of Angel Reese.
The moment she put on that Fever jersey, everything changed. A franchise that couldn't fill half its seats is now playing in front of sold-out crowds in nearly every arena they step into, home and away. And this isn't hype, it's hard data. It's television executives scrambling to clear schedules.
Whether you like the Indiana Fever or not, whether you like Caitlin Clark or not, it has gotten to the point where we can no longer deny the fact that they are the biggest draw in the WNBA, and they proved that all of last season.
It's rival franchises moving games into NBA arenas just to meet the demand. It's a seismic shift no one saw coming this fast. For years, the WNBA fought for national exposure, for fair media coverage, for butts and seats, and now they have it. But it didn't come from a marketing plan. It came from Caitlin.
How the Atlanta Dream owner said that they were moving venues only because of a scheduling conflict. It wasn't because the Indiana Fever were coming in town. Like, they made up some weird excuse. Boycott watching the Indiana Fever games. You are only doing that if you don't care about anyone else.
She brought fans who'd never watched a women's game. She brought men, women, kids, parents, celebrities. People who didn't care about the league until she walked in and gave them a reason to care. She didn't beg for attention. She earned it, with threes from the logo, with laser passes, with fearless leadership under pressure,
This one blew up. I don't know who this person is, but they said all Caitlin Clark has done is be white.
A lot of people who aren't fans of the Indiana Fever or don't want to see this happening, they're mad about it, but they're also not realizing that all of the other teams will also be on national TV.
While others talk about growing the game, Caitlin's doing it, game after game, city after city.
More people are getting on board. More people are watching women's basketball. More people are watching women's college basketball. Do not slow the momentum because of ego.
Caitlin Clark draws massive viewership and other teams don't. Caitlin Clark averaged about 1.2 million viewers per game and the rest of the league about 400 to 500,000.
And now the result? The Indiana Fever leads the league in nationally televised games. 41 out of 44 contests will air across major networks: ABC, ESPN, CBS, Prime Video, not just cable, broadcast, prime time. That's never happened before.
The recent news that 41 out of the 44 Indiana Fever games will be nationally televised. I do not think a lot of people are understanding just how big that is. That is something that the WNBA players, WNBA media, WNBA fans have been begging for so many years.
Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever schedule has come out. We now know how many national games they got. The Indiana Fever is America's team, but the old WNBA fans are furious over it. They're mad. They're crying.
Not even for WNBA champions. Why? Because Clark isn't just a player. She's an event, a phenomenon, a movement. Meanwhile, the haters are losing grip. They've gone from mocking her to trying to downplay her, from calling her overhyped to claiming she's being handed the spotlight.
Sigh, I miss the unrivaled already. They're mad. Caitlin Clark didn't play in that league. They want her out. They want you fans out of the league.
Angel Wilson's talking about sitting out for more money. Meanwhile, the Indiana Fever, hey, we're putting every game on TV for Caitlin Clark. Everybody wants to watch her.
This is the year that they want to do whatever they possibly can to show that they deserve more and also be profitable.
One of the worst WNBA fans and one of CC's biggest haters is already complaining. They don't like the game of basketball at all. They just want to support Reese. I've said the majority of her fans are not Hoops fans.
But here's the truth. No one hands you 2.2 million viewers for a random regular season game. No one gives you the highest jersey sales in the league's history. No one forces 6 teams to relocate their home games because of your presence.
These networks are not thinking about hurting feelings. These networks are thinking about how much money can we bring in.
That's not privilege. That's impact. That's pressure. And Caitlin Clark is thriving under it. The crown wasn't gifted, it was earned. And now, whether they like it or not, the Indiana Fever is the #1 team in America.
The league wasn't ready for her last year. They just weren't prepared. Yeah. She was prepared.
She's had a full offseason now to rest.
No. She's going to be great. The league just didn't know what to do.
Get the MVP tickets in, just bet them to win the championship. It's fun. And then you get to watch all her games.
Not just in standings, but in power, in reach, in influence. And it's all because of the player who's not just changing the game. She's rewriting the rules. While the spotlight burns bright on Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, the rest of the league is scrambling to keep up. The shift in power wasn't gradual, it was explosive.
With everyone trying to diminish the wave that was happening, the Clarkonomics that were happening, the Caitlin Clark effect that was happening, and realizing it is not only going to be good for this Indiana Fever team, it's going to be great for everyone. It's going to be great for every single player in the WNBA and also every single team in the WNBA.
One moment, the Fever were an afterthought. The next, they were the most watched team in professional women's basketball. And the ripple effect, it's touching every corner of the WNBA. Teams that once played quietly in half-empty gyms are now moving their biggest games into NBA arenas, not for their own stars, but to handle the Caitlin Clark effect when the Fever roll into town.
6 WNBA networks set ratings records this season, all Caitlin Clark. 23 WNBA games drew more than 1 million viewers. Clark played in 20 of them.
This isn't media spin. It's a hard business reality. Caitlin Clark is the reason every network is fighting for WNBA broadcast rights. She's the reason the Fever are booked for primetime coverage in 41 out of 44 games. She's the reason franchises are suddenly seeing surges in revenue, ticket sales, and merchandise numbers they've never seen before. And the numbers are staggering. Her presence alone led to a 48% increase in league attendance.
The WNBA Draft and All-Star Game demolished their viewership records with Caitlin Clark. The Diana Taurasi draft drew 600,000. It was the most watched draft ever. Caitlin Clark's draft drew nearly 2.5 million. 374% increase of viewership. Fever quadrupled ticket sales after drafting Clark. Washington and Indiana set the single game attendance record of 20,711 on September 19 Capital One Arena. The WNBA's average attendance last year was 9,807 fans, up 48%. And keep in mind, that was really one person that added those 3,000 fans on average.
And Fever road games saw an 87% spike in ticket sales. One player is generating more national attention than the last decade of WNBA combined. And still, the critics try to shift the conversation. They say she's overhyped. They say it's not fair. They accuse the league of focusing too much on one player. But what they can't seem to accept is that this isn't favoritism, it's demand. Networks don't air games out of kindness. They air games for eyeballs. And Caitlin Clark brings them in by the millions.
And what's killing me is it's the fans that are demanding that these players make more money, but they don't want to support the very player that's causing that money to be made. They can't stand her. We know why. We watched the poor young lady get demolished last year.
Every time the Fever take the floor, it's not just a game. It's an event. Viewership soars, arenas fill, and headlines follow. And the best part? Caitlin Clark didn't ask for any of this. She didn't campaign to be the face of the league. She earned it with performance, poise, and a presence that simply can't be ignored.
WNBA's attendance had a record-breaking high in 20 years with a total of 2.3 million fans attending games. You know what the increase was from 2024 to 2023 in attendance? 48%. That's massive. That's the Caitlin Clark effect.
Phenomenon, yeah.
If Caitlin Clark gets injured, it's over with. Tom.
Every single one of you WNBA players, you better pray that Caitlin Clark doesn't get injured because she's keeping your league afloat.
This isn't about pushing a narrative. This is about recognizing a shift in reality. The Fever aren't just good for basketball. They're essential. And at the center of it all is a 22-year-old rewriting the definition of what it means to lead, to inspire, and to dominate in a league that desperately needed a spark. Caitlin didn't just bring the fire, she lit the whole thing up.
The Indiana Fever is America's team. The haters, by the time this season is over, their heads are going to have exploded already. They're going to be so angry by the end of this WNBA season. It's going to be hilarious watching the daily meltdown.
The rise of the Indiana Fever isn't just about viewership, arenas, or even ticket sales. It's about identity. In just months, Caitlin Clark has transformed the Fever into something much bigger than a basketball team. They've become a symbol of what women's sports can be when the right talent meets the right moment. She didn't walk into the WNBA trying to blend in. She walked in and made it impossible to ignore her. And now her team has become the measuring stick for every other franchise in the league. Opponents aren't just preparing for a game anymore. They're preparing for a spectacle.
This is the national broadcast schedule against the Sky. It's an ABC broadcast network television game. New York Liberty. It's a CBS game. These are all going to be big rated games. CBS against the Sky. ABC against the Liberty. Here's Asia Wilson right here in the Aces on 622 on ESPN. Right here, ABC, Dallas Wings. All the Indiana Fever versus Sky games are on big networks. One of these games is going to hit 3 million viewers this year.
When the Fever hit the road, local franchises scrambled to accommodate the surge of fans and media. Merchandise flies off shelves. Social feeds go wild. Entire cities light up because Caitlin Clark is in town. And even with all that noise, she never loses focus. She shows up, puts on a clinic, and walks off with another chapter added to her already historic rookie season.
We got an article from Front Office Sports. 6 WNBA teams have moved games versus Caitlin Clark in the Fever. Atlanta Dream moved 1 game to the State Farm Arena. Chicago Sky moved 2 games. Connecticut Sun moved 1 game to TD Garden. Dallas Wings have moved 1 game to American Airlines Center. Las Vegas Aces have moved 1 game, and the Mystics have 2 games moved.
Critics may try to steer the spotlight away, but every time they do, Clark just plays harder. Every stat, every pass, every record she breaks proves the same point. This isn't hype. This is history happening in real time.
Most influential female athletes right now. Coco Gauff, 10. Juju Watkins, number 9. Cameron Brent, 8. Paige Beckers, number 7. Sabrina Ionescu, number 6. Asia Wilson. So Asia's not going to be happy either. Jakari Richardson was number 4. Simone Biles, number 3, right here. I can't quite get past the fact that Simone Biles is behind Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark, she ran away with number 1. I don't think that should surprise us. She came away with number 1. Caitlin Clark is redefining the entire landscape of women's sports. Her dominance on the court has shattered outdated narratives about women's sports, proving that women's basketball can be just as marketable and widely watched as men's. But the Caitlin Clark effect goes far beyond her performance. It's reshaping the entire sports landscape. Her presence alone boosts the WNBA attendance by 105% compared to games without her, while road games featuring her Indiana Fever see an 87% increase in opponent home attendance. Her rookie debut sparked a staggering 200% jump in WNBA viewership, while Fever home games drew a league-high 186,000 fans last season, a 265% increase from 2023.
The Fever are no longer chasing relevance. They are the center of it. And at the heart of it all is a player who doesn't just understand the moment, she owns it. Caitlin Clark didn't ask for the crown, but now that she's wearing it, no one can take it off. The Indiana Fever have officially become America's team, not through hype or headlines, but through undeniable dominance.
The association, they gave us a gym that I paid for. Not entirely, but they took money out of my check and I paid for it.
You better get the fucking full usage of that.
Man, I got hot tub, cold tub, weight room, full court basketball room. I walk in today, I'm on one side working out, Caitlin Clark on the other side.
Really?
I look at myself, there you go, 2 fucking legends, Patty.
Did you say what's up?
You know I say what's up, but I'm not the type to say what's up to interrupt your workout because I don't like people to interrupt mine. She can shoot the shit out of it.
And the WNBA assist leader this past year.
She can shoot the shit out the ball.
She's a great shooter.
And she's one of those workout people, got to think, anytime I hit the court, I got to hit that bike. I'm older now, so I got to get on that bike and stroll for a couple 5, 6, 7 minutes. So while I'm strolling through the park, I'm looking at her shoot it. And she's one of those shooters where if you know as a gym rat, you guys know, like, damn, bro, why you throw that pass bad? Give me the ball in my chest. I'm like, oh, she's a gangster also.
She's lighting people up.
Throw me the ball the way I want it.
What drill was it? What drill was she running?
I don't know. She was doing a 2 in a row corner wing. And if you miss, you have to go back to the next spot. And if you missed again, you have to go back to the starting spot. She had a nice drill. I'm literally still in it.
That's nice.
And she was shooting the shit out of it.
Of course she was.
Right. So she was shooting the shit out of it. And
she's the face of the league.
Agreed.
She's the face of the league. Agreed.
From shattered records to sold-out arenas, from viral clips to national TV takeovers, this isn't a trend. It's a transformation. While the doubters complain and the critics twist themselves into knots trying to downplay it, the truth is clear. Caitlin Clark has changed everything. She's not just lifting her team, she's lifting an entire league.
Now you got universities trying to defend Angel Reese and make her out as the victim. Newly published study from Rice University and the University of Illinois at Chicago takes a data-driven look at one of the most polarizing sports controversies in recent memory, the Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark debate from the 2023 NCAA Championship. During the title game between LSU and the University of Iowa, Caitlin Clark, the Iowa star guard, made a now famous "you can't see me" hand gesture, a taunt originally popularized by wrestler John Cena. Without much controversy, however, when LSU's Angel Reese made the same gesture toward Clark in the closing moments of the game, the reaction was starkly different. Reese was immediately labeled as classless and unsportsmanlike by some media personalities and fans, sparking a nationwide discussion about double standards in sports, race, and gender. Now a new study quantifies what many already suspected. Public and media reactions to Reese and Clark were not just different, but radicalized. Before, during, and after the game, to unpack the racial dynamics at play, the study found that Clark was largely celebrated. Reese was disproportionately criticized, often with racial undertones.
Rewriting what's possible for women's sports in real time. And for those still clinging to old narratives, they're not watching history. They're being left behind by it. The Caitlin Clark era has officially begun, and the Indiana Fever just claimed their throne.